to landscape fabric or not? This is the question I'm sure many of you are asking, especially if this is your first time gardening or landscaping. Well, let me tell you, I'm taking out all of my landscape fabric, except for one or two very simple uses, and here's why. It doesn't do the number one thing I wanted it to do, which was to effectively prevent weeds from germinating and getting down into the lower soil. It's actually not landscape fabric that stops weeds from growing. It's the mulch that you have on top and how deep it is. The problem is if you're using an organic mulch, which I was here, it breaks down over time and then it becomes a prime growing ground for weeds. Now, I knew some of this was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to happen as fast as it did, and then I assumed that the roots would not be able to penetrate the landscape fabric, making them easy to pull out. This was, of course, wrong. Landscape fabrics are designed to allow water to pass through, but ideally nothing else. So they're either a woven fabric or perforated or something similar. But if water can pass through, I guarantee you the roots can too. And this is what happened. They embedded themselves in the woven stuff and they punched through the perforated stuff, effectively making it completely useless to my original intentions. The next issue with the landscape fabric that came clear to my attention is that I was separating all that rich organic material from the native soil below. And as you can see, the worms and bugs are creating this wonderful soil structure that's ready for the nutrients that are breaking down to get in and feed the plants and the organisms and everything that's good. And this landscape fabric has kept it all separated. And that is no bueno. Now, if at any point you want to remove this organic material above, it is not really that easy with the landscape fabric below. You end up cutting into it, it gets into the way, and it's not just an easy, simple fix. You take out the old, you put in the new, and everything's all good. By the time you've taken out the old, it's punctured. It's not really going to provide any real protection, but it's going to leave a very awkward layer in your soil. And if you love working in the garden, you're going to be out there, maybe you're trying out new plants, new places. This stuff just gets in the way. I mean, there's no way around it. You're going to have to cut into it to plant new plants, move it out of the way. Stuff's going to get underneath. You're going to have to rip things. It's no longer effective anyway. It's just going to get in your way and cause a ton of problems. Not to mention the birds, the squirrels, the rabbits, they all like to dig around in your yard, whether you realize it or not, and they are going to be digging into the landscape fabric. They're going to pull it out, and it's going to get exposed, blowing in the wind. It's just not worth it. Having said all of this negative stuff, landscape fabric is not a total loss. There are a couple very specific uses for it that make sense. Now, if you're putting down a gravel walkway or a rock area, landscape fabric is effective at keeping that separated from the native soil. Just remember to put down a thick enough layer of rock to where weeds are unlikely to germinate. I know you're not putting dirt on top of the landscape fabric, but trust me, dirt will get in over time, dust, and all sorts of things are going to get in there that weeds can germinate in. So just make sure that you have a thick enough layer of rock that they're not going to germinate. And now for the final tip, you're going to want to make sure that you put a little bit of extra pressure on that subscribe button. Okay, if you put just enough on there, you're going to make sure you click it and you'll get all sorts of new videos from me in the future. So until next time, enjoy your gardening journey, and I'll see ya.